Yes, I am leaving the Dominican Republic. And not just for a quick trip. I am leaving. In a few months or so, the Dominican Republic will no longer be my permanent residence. It will become my part-time residence. My permanent residence will be elsewhere. In this video, I will discuss why I'm leaving the Dominican Republic and why you should still continue to visit and consider residency in the Dominican Republic. Let's go.
Couldn't take it no more, so I left the matrix.
And my money just tripled. I had a good time and it cost me a little. So I found peace, tranquility, faith in my abilities.
I couldn't fake no more, so I left the matrix.
Why am I leaving the Dominican Republic? First, I want to explore options. When you are in the place for so long and you have reached your goals within that place, you will begin looking elsewhere. It's just natural. And you want to look elsewhere to explore opportunities and to expand your options. And in the Dominican Republic, I wanted to have that laid-back lifestyle, and I've had that. I also wanted to become Dominican, and that's at some level in process. I also wanted to establish a Dominican lifestyle within the Dominican Republic, within the Dominican system, while becoming Dominican. And after establishing a routine, meeting people, building relationships, planting roots, now I am ready to go to some place where I can watch my plants go from afar and just have totally different challenges and in a totally different system to where I can continue to grow in another way. And I think with the Dominican Republic, I have at some level outgrown, and now I want to continue to develop and be inspired, so it is good to go to someplace new. Second reason, I want a change of scenery. I need a change of scenery. I need a change of system. I need a reboot. The Dominican Republic is not perfect and it has its challenges. Though you adapt to some, to others you just deal with. It would be nice if I could have a change and having an experience that is different and just have totally different challenges and in a totally different system to where I can continue to grow in another way. And I think with the Dominican Republic, I have at some level outgrown, and now I want to continue to develop and be inspired, so it is good to go to someplace new. The third reason for me leaving the Dominican Republic is family. When you have a family, you are always looking to see and find what is best for the family. And for young people, it's important that they become responsible, develop good work habits, get a good education, open doors for opportunities. And sometimes it's best to leave your nest or your place of birth or your country of birth in order to really take advantage of other opportunities. I love the Dominican Republic, don't get me wrong. I love the Dominican Republic. It is a country with a lot of opportunities. It's on the verge of becoming the sixth largest economy in Latin America, behind Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Colombia, and Chile. Yet DR is not renowned for its education or business or its career opportunities. So for that reason, when you're thinking about family, when you have a family, you want to make sure that you are able to capitalize on those opportunities, and sometimes that just may be best to go someplace else. And it's an experience that cannot be bought. Also, it's always good to have a second residency. And it's definitely right now what's crucial in this ever-changing world we're living in, where you have countries that have historically been the most powerful, such as the United States, countries in Western Europe, and other countries, but that are now the economy is shrinking, opportunities are shrinking, and other emerging countries, such as the ones I mentioned in Latin America, Brazil, Mexico, etc., they are emerging and they are becoming one of many large countries in the world that are. The fourth reason why I am leaving the Dominican Republic is to establish another residency. As a global citizen such as myself, I think it is important to establish roots in various parts of the world. And one way to do so is to move to another country to establish residency. There are options, many options throughout the world, which means that, hey, you can go pretty much anywhere that has such you can go pretty much anywhere that has such a program or opportunity. There are countries such as the Dominican Republic that only require $1,500 a month for pensioners or for remote workers, which they also label as rentistas. There's Ecuador that only requires $1,275 a month for pensioners or remote workers. There's Peru, which has its issues right now. There's Costa Rica, and plenty of other countries that offer temporary residency for less than $2,000 a month. Now, essentially every country in Europe, Latin America, a few countries in Africa and Asia offer some sort of digital nomad visa, which basically act as a extended tourist visa. Some of them are for 6 months, some of them are for a year, some of them are for 2 years, but they don't lead to residency or citizenship. However, it does give you the opportunity to live in a country legally, and it allows you to get that experience. Since I speak Spanish and I have a family in the region, I would prefer to establish residencies and remain in this part of the world. It is nice to be one flight away from your family members who are all located in different countries. So with that said, I have to be a little more strategic, and when I'm choosing, if I'm going to establish residency in a particular country, where am I going to go? Also, for me, time zones are important. That may be important for you too. I want to be in that Eastern, maybe Central, maybe Atlantic time zone, so I'm not too far away from, people that I interact with on a daily basis, to make sure that I'm not too far away from that time zone and it doesn't make things complicated. I've traveled to East Asia and in the Pacific, and being over there, being 12 hours or 15 hours difference. You're talking to someone, they're in yesterday and you are in today, and it's just, or you are in tomorrow and they're in yesterday, and it just creates issues. And then when you have to do a meeting online or something, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning where you at, but it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon where they're at, so it just makes things super complicated, that it's just best to be in the same time zone. But with that said, establishing another residency is, for me, one of the reasons why I am leaving the Dominican Republic. Another reason why I am leaving the Dominican Republic is for the economy. I mentioned before that the Dominican Republic is on the verge of becoming the 6th largest economy in Latin America, behind Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Colombia, and Chile. So with that said, there are a lot of opportunities here in the Dominican Republic. And because I've established some roots here, I am able to take advantage of those opportunities that will come for such an emerging country such as the Dominican Republic. For the most part, I would probably focus on those countries that I mentioned when considering to move. I haven't decided exactly which country I'm going to, because you can decide on a country, but at the same time, until you fully finish the immigration process, you don't really know how that's going to turn out. So we'll see. But I like to focus on those countries because they're emerging countries. And when you are looking at, business prospects, or when you're looking at investing in that country, you want to make sure that your money is actually going in the right direction. And for me, these countries such as, for the most part, Brazil and Mexico, and Colombia, because those are the bigger and more faster growing countries in the region. These countries are important for me because it's based on their potential in the present and the future, because they are moving quickly in the right direction. And for me, establishing roots in a fast-growing, highly potential country with opportunities for business and real estate and education and all those things that you, myself, and my family can actually take advantage of. So for that reason, the economy is one of the 5 reasons why I am moving. Now, why should you continue to visit and consider establishing residency in the Dominican Republic? Well, first, the people and the culture. Generally, the people are warm and welcoming to foreigners, and to Dominicans as well, but definitely to foreigners. And Dominicans are very social, so you will have no problem meeting new people and making friends. The entertainment is great. If you are the type of person who likes to go out and party, you'll definitely get a rich experience in the rich nightlife here in the Dominican Republic. Number 2, the cost of living. The cost of living is good here, especially if you're coming from North America or Europe. Though products and supplies are, for the most part, imported to the Dominican Republic, they can be quite expensive. However, services are cheap. So with that said, generally speaking, life is cheap here. With $1,500 a month in the Dominican Republic, you can definitely live well. So just keep in mind that generally services are very cheap, but products, for the most part, are imported and can be relatively expensive. Number 3, location and geography. So the Dominican Republic is part of the Greater Antilles in the Caribbean, so it's centrally located between North America and South America. So with that central location, it's definitely a good place to consider when you are looking at, for me, I'm always looking at flights. Where can I get to, quickly on a direct flight? And the Dominican Republic has cities like Santodomingo. It has cities like Puntacana that has a lot of great connections between South America, Central America, North America, other Caribbean islands, in addition to Europe. So you're in a centrally located place. You can be in most countries within North, South, and Central America within 2 or 3 hours, leaving from Santo Domingo or Punta Cana. Also, like I said, Europe is not far away with direct flights to France, Spain, the UK, Germany, and so forth. The Dominican Republic is the largest economy in the Caribbean, so there are definitely business opportunities here and opportunities for growth. And it's a tropical island, so if you like the beaches, the turquoise-colored beaches, and the nice sand, and the palm trees, and that whole lifestyle, I mean, you can have that here. But also, because the Dominican Republic is so long, it's so big, and it has mountains. I mean, the highest peak, Pico Duarte, the highest peak is in the Caribbean is Pico Duarte. So you have your mountainous areas. So if you're a type of person that likes to be in that spring-like weather all year round, I can compare it to something like Medellin or Quito. Maybe not as exclusive as Quito, but definitely similar to Medellin. You can find that in some of the higher regions in the Dominican Republic, such as Constanza or Jarabacoa. So with that said, the Dominican Republic has so much to offer. Desert climate, mangroves, a lot. It has a lot going for it. So you can definitely get a lot of your experience here. And those are reasons why I think that people should still continue to visit and consider living in the Dominican Republic. Though I am leaving the Dominican Republic and it will no longer be my permanent residence, it is still home, and it'll always have a special place in my heart. And since my heart is so big and, I have some vacancies, I'm ready to explore another country, and I'm ready to take on new opportunities and expand my horizons. So with that said, maybe I'll find some other place that can also share space in my heart with the Dominican Republic. But the Dominican Republic will probably have a bigger part of my heart than any other place, most definitely. But this place is great. It's not perfect, but it's great. I had a good time here. And even though it will no longer be my permanent residence, I would still spend a lot of time here because I'm not leaving here altogether. And yeah, I recommend, if you are considering leaving the United States or leaving wherever country you're coming from, you want to experience a country in the Caribbean, the Dominican Republic is a great spot. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. It has some good resorts, hotels, retreats. If you want to live here, it has some nice expat communities or Dominican communities, whatever your flavor is. And you'll definitely get a good experience out of being here in the Dominican Republic. So with that said, I hope you got something out of this video. I hope you learned something, been inspired by this video that I'm sharing with you all on why I am leaving the Dominican Republic. But I still encourage you to consider to visit and consider getting your residency here, because you can definitely get a lot out of that experience.
What up, my people? Hola, mi gente. Gracias por tu apoyo. Da me gusta, sigue mi canal y comparte con toda tu familia. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please give it a like and subscribe and share with all your family if you enjoy my content. Peace.